The Book Eaters. Written by Sunyi Dean, published by Tor Fantasy in 2022, with a snippet read by Richard Coombs. Available now at the Alice L. Pendleton Library. Chapter 1. Devon by Day. Present Day. These days, Devon only bought 3 things from the shops: books, booze, and sensitive care skin cream. The books she ate, the booze kept her sane, and the lotion was for Kai, her son. He suffered occasionally from eczema, especially in winter. There were no books in this convenience store, only rows of garish magazines. Not to her taste, and anyway, she had enough books to eat at home. Her gaze skipped across the soft porn, power tools, and home living publications down to the lowest strata, where children's magazines glowed pink and yellow. Devon ran short, ragged nails across the covers. She thought about buying one for Kai because he seemed to like reading that kind of thing at the moment, and decided against it. After tonight, his preferences might change. She walked to the end of the aisle, linoleum squishing beneath her heeled boots, and set her basket at the checkout. 4 bottles of vodka and a tub of skin cream. The cashier looked at the basket, then back at her. "Do you have ID?" "Pardon?" "Do you have any ID?" he repeated slowly, as if to someone hard of hearing. She stared. "I'm 29, for Christ's sake!" And looked every year of it, too. He shrugged, crossed his arms. Waiting. Wasn't much more than a kid himself, at most 18 or 19, working in the family shop and likely trying to follow all the rules. Understandable, but she couldn't oblige him. Devon didn't have any ID. No birth certificate, no passport, no driver's license, nothing. Officially, she didn't exist. "Forget it." Devon shoved the basket at him, bottles clinking. "I'll get a drink somewhere else." She stalked out, annoyed and flustered. Hordes of teenagers bought booze from other corner shops all the time. It was a daily occurrence around here. That someone would choose to card her, so clearly an adult, was ridiculous. Only after she'd crossed the badly lit street did she realize that she'd left without buying the skin cream. It was a small failure, forgetting the lotion, but she failed Kai so constantly in so many different myriad ways that even this tiny mistake was sufficient to wring her insides with fresh anger. She considered going back for it, then checked her watch. The time was pushing 8 p.m., already in danger of running late. Besides, eczema was nothing compared to his hunger. Much more important to feed him. Newcastle upon Tyne was a pretty enough city, if a little rowdy for Devon's liking. This time of year the sun set at 4 p.m., and the sky was already fully dark, the lamps abuzz. The lack of ambient light suited her mood. Compulsively, she checked her phone with its short list of contacts. No texts, no calls. She slunk past a row of decrepit terraces. Passers-by drifted up and down the pavement. A tight knot of people huddled outside of the houses, drinking and smoking. Music leaked through the curtainless windows. Devon took a left off Main Street to avoid the crowds. There were so many things to remember when she was out and about humans. Feigning cold was one of them. Thinking of it, she drew her coat tight around her, as if bothered by the chill. Walking with sound was another. She scuffed her feet with deliberate heaviness, grinding gravel and dust beneath her heels. Big boots helped with the plodding tread, made her clunky and stompy like a toddler in adult wellies. Her vision in darkness was another awkward one, having to remember to squint and to pick her way across the detritus-littered pavement that she could see with perfect clarity, having to feign a fear she never felt, but which should have ruled her. Solitary human women walked with caution in the night. In short, Devon had always to act like prey, and not like the predator she had become. She picked up the pace, keen to get home. The flat she rented, cash only, no questions, occupied a squalid space above a tire shop. In the daytime, it was noisy, reeked of oil, and filled with the conversation of customers. The evenings were quieter, if no less foul-smelling. Down the alley, up the stairs to the back entrance. There was no street-facing door, but that was a good thing. It meant she could come and go by dark side alleys, unwatched by curious eyes, and so could her visitors, when she had them. Privacy was essential.